Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chelsea Story Nook Podcast, a podcast where we dive deep into the enchanting world of the children's literature. I'm your host, Chelsea Chong Kim, and today we have a wonderful guest joining us to share their journey and insights into their latest book. I'm delighted to welcome our children's book author, Rachael Tarfman-Perez, the author of the series Gia Books and the Candy's Last Stand, to Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Welcome to the podcast, Rachael.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. I'm
Yay,
happy
I'm
to be
so
here.
excited. Yes, I'm so excited to have you on my podcast today. And can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yes, well, my name is Rachael Tarfman-Perez, and I have created the Gia book series. I started writing that 4 years ago, and actually, I published 4 years ago in 2021. It was kind of a 2 year labor of love creation process,
Mm.
but I have my Gia books, and I have my candy book, and I have a mom book, and I have a lot of other different things that I offer. But the Geo book was definitely where I got started and was inspired by my youngest daughter.
I see. And I love that. And let's talk about your book. Can you talk about your Gia series? You can talk about this book. And can you give us a brief overview, introduce the main characters, the theme, and the core message, and all that good stuff?
Sure. Okay, so the Gia series started off with my Three Peas for Potty book, and that was inspired by my youngest daughter who used to
Mhm.
drop toys into the toilet, sometimes on accident and
Oh.
sometimes on purpose. So, we had to kind of correct that. But as we were going through that process, I thought, okay, there's got to be other moms dealing with similar issues. I mean, potty training isn't just about being a superhero and being,
Mm.
comfortable and feeling safe. I mean, that's a huge part of it, but there's also the logistics about what can and can't go in there. So,
Right.
I decided, all right, I'm going to write a book about that. So I created the character Gia with her purple hair. You can
Mm.
see that she's got purple hair.
Yes.
And it's her learning
Cute.
from her mom about what can and can't go into the toilet. So there's humor in that book. She tries to find different words that start with P that she thinks might be
Mm.
appropriate for the toilet. So there's a discussion going on there. And so then I made the second book, which is Food is Fun. And in that book, it's a rhyming book that talks about all the foods she loves to eat. So she's talking about what she likes to eat for breakfast and lunch and dinner and snacks and desserts. And, some of the items are healthy, some of them are not so healthy, but it was kind of an idea to introduce different foods to kids. And then there's sight words on each illustrated page to tell you like which item is which. So next to the avocado, it says avocado, and next to the banana, it says banana,
Oh.
next to the yogurt, it says yogurt. So that kids, through reading the book over and over again, they get used to seeing those words and they learn them.
Mm.
And then I created Are We Friends,
Mhm.
which I thought, it's time to introduce some new characters and broaden Gia's world a little bit. And so
Mhm.
she meets two kids next door, Xavier and Iris.
Mhm.
And I was going to say Isaac, but I don't know where that name is coming from.
Maybe you like the name.
And I do like that name, but it's not part of the story. So
Uh-huh.
so she meets these two kids next door, and they're interested in her toys, and they have to learn, okay, well, what do we do when we have toys and there's other people around? Like, okay, we have to
Mhm.
share and we have to be kind, and if somebody falls down, we have to be helpful, and if we want to play a game, we kind of have to take turns and coordinate and be able to
Mm.
compromise. So there's different messages in the story about that.
Yeah.
And so I really like the way that one turned out. And then I have lots of questions, so it can be asked in like a classroom setting. Like, yeah, pose these
Mm.
questions like, what do friends do? Do they share? Do they not share? So that way you can even engage them in a conversation while the story's going on. So there's that extra learning aspect going on. So those are those three books in the Gia series. And then I had the idea for some craziness.
Oh, yes, I
So
can
that's
see something. A lot of colorful illustration you see here. That's
Yes.
so
So the
cool.
Candy's Last Stand is basically a story about magical candies that find themselves in a kindergarten classroom holiday party.
Uh-huh.
So the teachers and the helpers have set up the room and they've created the atmosphere so that the kids can have a good time. And of course, there's lots of candies placed in bowls on the tables. Well, they said, nope, not today. This is not going to happen. We're not going to
Yeah.
be. So, through teamwork and friendship and a little bit of chaos, you
Mm-hmm.
know, they do what they can to figure it out.
I like the
Yeah.
chaos in this section of the book. It's
Yeah,
page,
the poor teacher.
yeah, it's I can feel the teacher.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love
Yeah, I
it.
know
It's
you
so
can feel the teacher.
cute. Yes, I was an educator myself, and I like how there are not just one characters, there's various characters in here, and I like how there are like numerous of them. Like you can count. I can tell you kind of put incorporation of like math in here. You put some illustration of literacy in here, and the characters behind each characters, they're not like all the same. They're all like kind of diverse in a way, and they're very
They're all
pretty. Look at that.
diverse. Right. And I tried to add elements of different religions. So, like different people, it's not like a specifically a Christmas book. It's a holiday book
Right.
to incorporate, like
Over
different
here.
people and help people feel,
Wow, this
their
is cool. And
faces.
I
They're all
love,
like, woo.
uh-huh. I like how you incorporate the characters here, the names, and also you had the activity page here.
Yes, I wanted something to, give kids something to do, like after they're done reading. Okay, well, here's an activity that they can work on,
Mm.
like something to think about and
Wow.
something that they can do with their parents. And then I thought, pros and cons of candy, like what are
Mm-hmm.
candy's good for certain things, but it's
Wow.
also good to have moderation and yeah, where should the candies go next? That's still in the
Wow.
works.
You added a lot of activity page and you actually put an informative page too, like the pros and cons of candy, the pros of dark chocolate benefit. Oh, I really like this page because I love candies myself. I'm a chocolate person and I really
Yes.
like this. I enjoy this. And oh, now the candies are free. Where should they go? And there's another geography section. This is like a multi-subject book.
It is.
Oh, I like this. And you guys, if you guys are watching the video or hearing on the podcast right now, you be sure to grab your copy of the Candy's Last Stand or the Gia series, and you guys can get your hands on this copy. And like she gave me a little personal, you guys can see it, but she gave me a personal little letter and a signature. And I met Rochelle in person. I love Rochelle. She's such a heartwarming person. And you guys got to meet her in a person and get a signature from her. And she's such a lovely author. And go see her in person. And I want to know, so you already talked about what inspired you, what motivated you to create all these books. Can you take us through your path to becoming an author and the experience that influenced your journey?
Oh my gosh. Like going completely blind. Well,
So funny.
I had to learn a lot of stuff, I had to learn a lot of stuff. I had to learn like the writing and, editing what I wrote and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that it all made sense and that it sounded okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to create images and characters and pictures. And like the first two books, The Food is Fun and Three Peas for Potty, I illustrated myself. I
Ah,
did everything. I did the
wow.
formatting, the editing, the illustrating, the writing. I did everything, and that was crazy.
That
And I'm
is.
not an artist, so this was definitely a big stretch for me. I had to learn how to take some of my images that were on paper and create digital images so that I could
Mm-hmm.
manipulate them on the computer and,
Wow.
put it all together and learn about layering and like just so many things, making videos, starting up Instagrams and Facebooks and YouTube channels and learning how to make videos. It was a lot of learning. I mean, the learning
Mhm.
curve is definitely like still super high.
Oh, right, right. And you still learn as an author. It's like an
Still learning
endless
marketing. I'm
journey.
still learning about marketing, still learning about getting myself out there and, like enjoying the journey is definitely it's been fun.
Right. It's such a journey. And I speaking of journey, I see a sticker on this book and it's the Literary Titan Book Award. And
It is.
congratulations on that. It's
Thank
a huge
you.
accomplishment. And I want to know for aspiring authors who may be hearing this podcast, or if you guys are dreaming of becoming a children's book author or any sorts of authors who are interested in applying for similar awards. And I want to ask you, how can they register? And are there any book awards you personally recommend?
There's a lot of book awards out there, and if you are a children's author, I mean, it's definitely good to do your research.
Mm-hmm.
There's some book awards where pretty much everybody wins, and you just pay a lot of money and get a sticker on your book. And
Uh-huh.
then there's book awards where it's really hard to get into. There's book awards that are very expensive. I found the
Mm,
Literary Titan Award to be affordable,
mm,
and what they provided was amazing.
mm,
I paid my fee, which was under $100,
mm,
and I got a really fantastic book review, and I got entered into their contests
mm.
to be recognized as an award-winning author, which the book that I have in
Mm.
front of me doesn't have the sticker on it, so I'll just put that down now. I gotta,
Uh-huh.
I have to add, I have to add the seals to some of my books still. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it really does, kind of boosts you up and makes you feel like, what I'm doing matters and what I'm doing is being recognized and I did a good job. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
It helps.
Yes, I see. And what advice would you offer to authors of young readers who are on the same path and then they feel kind of like afraid and to take this leap of faith of this whole journey you just talked about? And can you give like, an advice for the aspiring authors out there?
Advice to any authors out there. I mean, if you have a dream of putting a book together, do it.
Mm,
Join an author community where there's other authors. I mean, I'm part of a fantastic author community, Discover Kids Books on Instagram, and just the love and the support and the friendship and what everything that I've gotten there, all of the things that I've learned from other authors
mm,
and the relationships that I've built. I mean, it's just been incredible. So before I had that, I was literally just struggling along by myself. I had nobody to bounce ideas off of. I
mm,
had nobody to ask questions of.
mm,
And that really has made a difference in my journey significantly. I mean, finding the right illustrator for your books if you're not an artist yourself, but just do it.
mm,
Just do it. Put the book out there and create it however you want it to look. If you like watercolors, if you like bold colors, if you like simple drawings, if you like complex drawings,
right.
I mean, just do it
Hmm.
because you want to get your message out there. You want to show the children something. Maybe you want them to learn something. Maybe you want them to laugh. Maybe you want them
Mm,
to just enjoy reading, right?
right,
So if you have an idea, go for it.
right. You
We
just
have
need to
so
go
many
for it.
resources. We have so many resources at our fingertips. It's just a matter of learning how to use them. We're still learning. I'm still
Yeah, well,
learning, but I don't claim to know everything. Trust me.
oh yes, we're still learning and we have that whole journey ahead. And guys, if you are listening again, just, take that courage. And if our listeners are still listening, Rochelle, I want to know if they're still listening. Do you want to
Please
give,
learn.
do you want to comment down? Like, do you want to tell them what to comment down below right now? What should they comment down below right now?
uh, comment, put in the comments that, you know, books are important, that reading for kids is important, that you want your kids to read, you want your kids to learn, you want maybe to learn how to be a children's author. I mean, whatever your thoughts are at the moment, put them in the comments. Maybe how much you love Chelsea Chong Kim. I mean, she's amazing.
Oh, wow. Thank
She's
you.
amazing. She's amazing.
Oh my
So, but
goodness.
definitely ask questions and put stuff out there. And let's engage together. Let's create a community. Let's learn together.
I love that. And thank you again for all the thank you for the compliment and thank you for that. I mean, as we near the end, should
Amen,
we
my
tell? Oh, that's cute. Little heart. Usually they should have a heart here. It's a heart
I
pops
know.
up.
We should have little like they have, like you should be able to do that.
As we near the
There we
end,
go.
what will you tell your younger self? Oh my gosh, she just threw hearts, guys. You guys need to see the video right now. She just threw hearts. She's multitasker too.
I know.
Look at her. I want to know. So, again, thank you for the advice. And as we near the end, what will you tell your younger self?
My younger self. Just be brave, use your courage, believe in yourself
Hmm,
because no matter what, you have to believe in yourself. You have to love
right.
yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to push yourself to make your dreams come true. Whatever those dreams are, if they're to be an author, if they're to be a parent, if they're to be a good friend, if it's to, make advances in your career or your, spiritual journeys or whatever it is. You have to believe in yourself
Right.
and take chances.
Mm. Wow. That's great. And what's the best way our listeners could follow you and stay informed of all your latest work?
Well, my website is my name, Rachael Tarfman-Perez, no spaces, dots, dashes, just all smushed together.com. And, I have a mailing list that you can join. You can get some free coloring pages with Gia and her
Ooh.
friends. So
Mm-hmm.
you can sign up and join my email list, and then you'll have access to anything new that's happening in the Gia world and with my other projects. And who knows, maybe the candy's next journey. We'll have to see
Yes.
what happens.
You
Where
guys
they're
gotta get this copy. Uh-huh.
So yeah, and I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube and LinkedIn. I'm pretty much almost everywhere.
Yes, and I saw her content on her Instagram. Guys, go watch it. It's funny. She entertains me a lot. You guys go see. You have to see it for yourself why it's funny, and it could be kind of relatable for moms out there. So you kind of want to see that what's going on behind the scene as Rochelle author herself. It's really funny, guys. So go check her out and support her.
Oh, I'm not that funny, but maybe a little bit.
Oh, okay.
If you ask my
Okay, so
kids, they'll say no.
aw, how old are your kids?
I have two grown kids, a teenager and a 7-year-old.
Oh, okay. So she definitely, guys, she's a mom. A true veteran mom.
I've been through
So
the
you guys know.
trenches.
Right. All right. So as we near the end, I want to thank our guest, Rachael Tarfman-Perez, for sharing her story and wisdom. I'll have all her information in the description below. So be sure to follow Rachael Perez on all her journey. Thank you so much, Rachael, for joining our podcast.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here. And, as always, I love talking to you, Chelsea. So
Oh, thank you. And to our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to Chelsea Story in the podcast. If today's episode sparked something with you, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification button so you don't miss an episode. Drop your favorite takeaway in the comment down below. I read every single one of them, and Rochelle is going to see every single one of them and share this video with someone who could use a confident kick. New valuable interviews land every week, and for daily behind the scene fun, join me on my Instagram at ChelseaStory_Nook. Until next time, keep growing, keep shining, and remember, your story is worth sharing. Take care, everyone, and carry it on. Bye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today's episode of Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Shy to Shine, your gateway to success. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share this podcast with someone who could use a little inspiration. We love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know your biggest takeaway from today's episode. Until next time, keep growing, keep shining, and always remember your story is worth sharing. And let's carry it on.